Hello again, John here. Gonna do some garden garden things here this morning. I put some mint in my garden, one of my garden boxes a couple years ago, and I knew it can spread all over the place. I had no idea that it spreads like it does. It's kind of like pampas grass. It just sends out shoots and it just goes everywhere. But I found a use for it when I cut it back. Because you just have to cut it back like almost like a weed. It's really evasive. But I did find a use for it, and also I noticed the bees really love it. So it kind of creates a balance in your garden, because I've got kale, and the kale gets cabbage bugs, the little white butterflies, all over it. And I've noticed the different bees and wasps that get on the flower of the mint eat those. They eat those worms that get on the backs. They always get on the back of the leaf and eat holes. They're bad in broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, and the kale, all those types of. But I've so it is good to have in the garden. But I found a real good use for it as I cut it back. These are cut in half. I don't know if you've ever seen the mint grow, but they're generally about this tall this time of year. This is the 3rd of August. And I just take my scissors and a basket out, and I just give it a good haircut back. And then when I've got the oven on, like last night we were baking some zucchini boats, and I think we had the oven at 375. Just right after you turn the oven off, I've been throwing these platters of that I cut to fit on the cookie sheet, and I throw them in there, and usually about a half an hour I'll go back down, check the oven temperature, and it's back. It was like last night, it was about 165. Well, the lowest setting on our oven is 170. So what I do is I start it back again at 170, and then I bake these for a total of 2 hours. The first half hour the oven was off, just cooling down from the previous bake. And then what you end up with is a dried leaf that I suppose you could leave them like this, put them in little Ziploc baggies, but what I do is I just break them off the stem, throw them in a jar, and from what I'm told, they will keep. I suppose you could break them up too, but from what I'm told, they'll keep 6 months. So, and then to make the tea, I just take my little brass strainer. It's just a real fine brass, and it fits right in the top of one of my teacups. And then I kind of crumble them up, and I usually do about, well, one whole stem generally of leaves, and then pour your tea water over it, and then let the water come up through the strainer into the leaves at the top of the cup for 5-10 minutes, and it makes a real mild, nice tasting, soothing mint tea. So anyhow, I'm sure there's several ways of doing it. Probably the ones that you can buy, the dryers, or I don't know, I suppose you could just stick these out in the hot sun maybe, but it would take a lot longer. But that's how I do it. So anyhow, just a helpful hint here. If you've got the mint taking over your garden and you don't know what to do with it. So, all right, have a good day. God bless.